Hi guys, welcome to this new session of CFA Level 2. Today we'll be covering a very major reading from corporate finance topic, which is capital budgeting. Now, capital budgeting was also one of the major readings at Level 1 itself. And in terms of syllabus, most of what you've already covered at capital budgeting in Level 1, that is going to carry over at Level 2 as it is. But there is going to be a lot of enhancements as well. So this is one of those readings where the starting point is going to be exactly where you left off at level 1. So basically, you should be comfortable with the calculation of NPV and IRR in your calculators. Like that is where we'll be starting off at level 2. So before we move on to the technical stuff, let's do a quick recap of some of the theoretical elements. So the first topic we have for today is basically a sort of recap. Now, capital budgeting, as we know, it's basically a process of deciding or trying to estimate the sort of future cash inflows and outflows we might have for any sort of capital project. Now, capital project is any project which would require huge amount of investment, would give some benefits to the company for a longer period of time, normally more than 1 year. So any sort of long-term high investment project that the company is putting their money into or might potentially put their money in, that is known as capital project. So the first thing we have to recap from level 1 is the categories of capital projects. Now, starting off with the categories, the first sort of project we had was an expansion project. An expansion project, the idea is simple. I have my business already established, but I want to expand it. Maybe I want to capture a new market. Maybe I want to increase my production capacity and my scale of operations. Or maybe even some cases I want to introduce a new product. So a new product would also be a sort of subcategory of an expansion project where I'm trying to expand my business operations. It could be by just increasing the production capabilities, increasing the supply chain. It could be capturing new markets, setting up branches and offices in new locations, or it could be introducing new products in existing markets. All of those are cases of expansion. Then we had replacement. Replacement projects have one simple idea. I already have some machines, some equipment, or some project going on. I'm just interested in replacing that. So now I'm contemplating whether should I continue with the existing assets, existing project, existing machines for maybe few more years, or should I replace them with newer machines right away? Which one would give me more benefit? So sometimes it could be just to maintain the costs. So it is possible that older machines, they have a lot of maintenance costs. So it is increasing my cost unnecessarily. So sometimes I could be thinking about replacement just to maintain the cost. Sometimes it could be to expand the business, that I want to increase my scope of operations, but I can't do that with older machines because they have capacity limitations. So you have both sort of situations where replacement can come into view. The key thing about replacement is this is always talking about a situation where for my new investment to come in, something existing from the business will have to go out. So it is a case of replacing what I already have in the business with something new. Now, these two, we still have two more categories, but these two are going to be the new part in terms of your NPV calculation. So at level 1, we just did NPV calculation. We were given cash flows and we calculated NPV. At level 2, we'll have to calculate those cash flows ourselves. And in those cash flow calculations, the two sort of major topics or two major type of projects that are in focus in CFA, they are expansion and replacement projects. So we'll cover them in detail as we go along. Then third category is mandatory. Mandatory simply represents projects which become necessary for the company to follow. Most often, this is due to some government regulations. For example, in the recent times, we've seen, due to environmental concerns, a lot of countries have started adopting emission norms and updating those rules for the vehicles in those countries. So in India, we have what is known as BS6, Bharat Stage 6, which are new emission norms that all the vehicles manufactured after April 2020, from 1st April 2020 onwards, have to follow. As such, these are changes which force the company into adopting some new technology or making some replacements of their existing machinery. So mandatory projects are the ones which are forced on the company, could be mostly due to some legal or regulatory changes. Lastly, we had a category of others. So any other sort of long-term project that would be categorized in the last category. One of the most common examples here are the pet projects of rich high net worth individuals or company CEOs. One of the example that comes off the top of my head is a few years back, Formula One team. There was a team known by the name Force India that was owned by then very big businessman Vijay Mallya. So these are also situations where he's investing a lot of money for a very long period of time. So right now also in cricket, if you look, you have a lot of businessmen investing in IPL teams. So any sort of sports team that a businessman is investing into, those are also investments and we are interested in returns. They are just not investments in the conventional sense. So all of those become part of others. So I hope that clarifies. These are all the categories of capital projects. Let's look at some of the common concepts that we have to keep in mind while evaluating capital projects.